This is a 15-minute mindfulness meditation to assist with anxiety. As somebody who has been there, and perhaps is still there, I truly understand how painful this can be. But there is hope. This mindfulness session will move through 3 stages. First, cultivating compassion. Second, acceptance and surrender. And finally, redirection. Let's begin by finding a comfortable position. When you are suffering anxiety, it can be challenging to be still and to feel comfortable. So find any position that works for you. This may be sitting in a chair, cross-legged on the floor, or even curled up in bed hugging a pillow. Begin by taking 3 slow, deep, calming breaths. Try to focus on breathing into your belly and not high in the chest. And when you've completed your 3 breaths, return to your normal breathing, bringing your attention fully to the sensation of air passing in and out of your body. Step 1. Cultivating compassion. God says to us, "Fear not, for I am with you." But sometimes we can truly know that God is with us and yet still feel the sensations of fear and anxiety in our bodies. This does not mean we lack faith or that we're experiencing a crisis of faith. Sometimes, for reasons beyond our comprehension, anxious sensations can overwhelm and even torture us. Whatever it is that is your unique experience, the first thing you must do is to stop punishing yourself that you're experiencing this. Instead, extend compassion to yourself right where you are. Extend the grace and love to yourself that God holds for you. He cares so deeply for you. He hurts when you hurt. He's not frowning upon you, condemning a lack of faith. Jesus himself can identify with how you're feeling right now. In the Garden of Gethsemane, he suffered anxiety that most of us will never endure, to the point where he sweated drops of blood. Feel his compassion flow to you. Take a moment to thank him that he knows your pain, that he has deep love and compassion for what you are going through, and he has offered a way through. He wants you to know that however awful you're feeling right now, he has a pathway through this to a place of peace and rest. It may take time, but it is his will for you to move through this. Step 2. Surrender and acceptance. One of the great ironies of dealing with anxiety is that the way through is to develop acceptance of the anxious sensations. Resisting feelings of anxiety only causes them to gain strength because it increases the fear of the anxious sensations, and this intensifies feelings of fear. The first step to healing is therefore to accept these feelings, even if they feel incredibly distressing. Paradoxically, in surrendering and accepting these anxious sensations, we can strip them of their power over us. A pivotal key to recovery is to understand that the sensations you are experiencing are neutral They are nothing more than nervous arousal. Of course, they feel awful, but the bodily response you are experiencing is the same physiological wave of energy you might experience when you are positively excited about something. It all comes down to the way you interpret the sensations. So let's investigate these sensations, learning to be with them, stripping them of their power over you. By accepting these sensations and allowing them to manifest, you disarm them of their power over you. So take your attention to the sensations of greatest discomfort. No more running away from them or wishing them away. Instead, see if you can adopt the demeanor of a curious, non-judgmental observer. Where are these anxious sensations the strongest? Take your attention right up to them. Boldly, calmly observe. Whatever you're experiencing most powerfully right now, take your attention right up to that sensation. Perhaps you may even hear yourself declare, "How interesting, how curious," as you notice the way your body is experiencing sensation. It's okay to experience these sensations and not like them. They're allowed, even if they are unwanted. Breathe into and around these sensations. Create space for them. Welcome them, allowing them to be here. No longer fighting them, but simply accepting that they are currently present, not judging them, but gently noticing them. Being with them, regardless of whether you enjoy their presence or not. Second Corinthians 12:9. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. This deeper truth can lead us into a new place, where we are free of the fear of the anxious sensations. I'm now going to move through 5 statements which I want you to repeat, either out loud or in your mind. I am aware of these anxious sensations. And again, 5. I am aware of these anxious sensations. 4. I accept this discomfort. 4. I accept this discomfort. 3. I reject the fear of these sensations. 3. I reject the fear of these sensations. 2. I allow them to be here. 2. I allow them to be here. 1. I surrender my pain to God. 1. I surrender my pain to God. His grace is sufficient for me. His power is made perfect in my weakness. This brings us to step 3, redirection. His grace is sufficient for me. His power is made perfect in my weakness. This verse continues where the Apostle Paul states, I delight in weakness, in insults, in hardships, in persecutions, in difficulties. For when I am weak, then I am strong. This verse is so important in redirecting our experience, allowing it to move from one of fear and limitation to transformation and victory. By surrendering to the refining that God may wish to bring you through, you can transform and redirect anxiety. Let's begin to transform these anxious sensations and reinterpret them as sensations of anticipation as we wait on all that God will achieve through us and achieve through our brokenness. Again, repeating these statements out aloud or in your mind. 5. I am aware of these anxious sensations. 5. I am aware of these anxious sensations. 4. I delight in my weakness. 4. I delight in my weakness. 3. When I am weak, then I am strong. 3. When I am weak, then I am strong. 2. I delight that God is working in me. 2. I delight that God is working in me. 1. His grace is sufficient for me. His power is perfect in my weakness. 1. His grace is sufficient for me. His power is perfect in my weakness. Saying these statements with conviction may feel futile at first. You may be saying you delight in these sensations whilst feeling it is the furthest thing from your lived experience. Don't give up hope. Remember that freedom comes not when the sensations are gone, but when you can experience them without losing your peace. This takes time. Go with consistency, putting this compassion, acceptance, and redirection into practice will gently bring you to a new place of peace as you become free of the sensations that may assault your body. I encourage you to listen to this audio as often as you like to transform your thinking and your response to the anxious of sensations. May the peace which passes understanding be yours.